Good evening, everybody. Guess you can realize that we're in a little bit of a different aircraft tonight. Again, seems like wherever stream is a different aircraft, but we are in the latest version of the CRJ. I think it's version 2.1 point something, I don't know. Anyways, it's got the updated flight model. Big thanks to, I think it's, is it Sim CFI or something like that? One of those guys, one of the YouTubers over there, for working with Aerosoft themselves to come up with the much improved flight model here. He is a real world CRJ pilot and spent who knows how many hours working with them on the modeling of this, and it actually flies fantastic. It is a much improved, much more calm aircraft than what it's ever been before, including the very first version, which I thought was okay. But the newest and latest version here is definitely a different beast. It's probably one of the best hand flying aircraft in this sim. I'd put it up there with the top 3 or 4 or 5. And, you know, one thing they haven't really improved on or anything is the texturing, which I think it would be a good idea for Aerosoft to practice that before they start shoving a 340 down our throats, but that's just me. Maybe they have practice. Maybe everything's good. But it does look good for its age. You know, this thing came out, what, 4 or 5 years ago now? At the very early stages of 2020, and for the most part it works pretty well. The tablet is improved. We were going to fly it when the version 2 first came out, but the flight model on the thing was so atrocious that I did not enjoy it one bit. But we'll go ahead and get back into Discord, and tonight we're actually going to do 2 legs. We're going to be going from KPDX down to KMFR. Some MFR jokes going on in the Discord channel right now. It's Medford, and then on down to Reno on the next leg. So, should be fun. A couple short hops. I think they're both right around 200 miles. So, pretty much an up and down and turn around kind of scenario. So, let me go ahead and unmute myself here. But we've got Dev, Ron, Eddie, and Kyle, the usual crowd as of late. And we'll get started. Okay, I'm back.
We'll come back.
I was hopeful that the stairs would be muddled, but you just kind of bonk your nose on the side of the airplane here. So it was high hopes, but no joy. You know, it would be cool if they would, I was kind of talking about this at the intro, update the modeling of the aircraft.
Ha! It's no charge.
You'd think it would be good practice for the A340, but here we are. All right, I don't know why the chocks were removed, but chocks are now in place. We'll get the ground cart. I would put the air cart on there, but it doesn't seem to really actually do anything to the internal temperature, so I'm not going to mess with it. And we'll bring those stairs up and connect the jetway for the people to hop in the aircraft. Go ahead and look at our overhead here. AC is available. So go ahead and turn our master battery on. DC service can come on, and AC power can come on from the ground. Generators all in auto. Logo light, nav light. I'll leave hydraulics off for now. And bleed air will leave where it's at, as well as fuel pumps. Air conditioning. We'll go ahead and get the APU running so we can get air conditioning, since their cart doesn't seem to work. Did that actually click? APU door closed. Open. Push and hold. Start. And APU's coming alive. Cool. Ignition's all good. Hydraulics stay off, like I said. We'll wait for air conditioning once the APU's on. And everything else we'll leave off for now up there. And then we'll go ahead and arm our emergency lights. Seatbelt and no smoking signs can go to auto. On over to the flight plan. Because we're doing 2 legs, we're just going to import the OFB tonight instead of typing it in manually. At 219 miles, we're going KPDX to MFR. And the weather report at PDX is clearly clear. And looks like we got variable pre-calm winds, 10 miles visibility, and clear at MFR, Medford. So we're just going to call it MFR for the rest of the night. Go ahead and set our payload and fuel. Go over to the performance tab. We can set our V speeds and aircraft maintenance is all good. Charts, use FMS. Wait, why is it not working? Oh, it's because I haven't loaded it into the FMS yet. Alright, so down here we have... Okay, so I have updated the nav database again. And it is not showing me up to date for some reason. I don't know why yet. So it says today's date, but it shows it's only good till April. So I'm not real sure what's going on here. I gotta figure that out. But for some reason my Navigraph is nav hub is not updating. I don't know what the deal is, but pause in it. Drop in our current position. We are at KPDX. And flight plan. Go back to the flight plan. I thought I hit send to FMS. There it is. And we'll go ahead and go to nav mode while we think about it. Pretty simple flight plan. Just a direct from KPDX to EUG on over to OED. And on to MFR. Execute that.
I hate that so much.
That's great.
Now he's never going to stop.
Yeah, he's never going to stop hearing it. Alright, departure. No actual SIDS and stars on this one, so we're just going to put the runways in. So 28 left. Which, if we take a look at our weather, 330 makes sense. Execute. And our arrival is runway 14, 14, ILS 14, and we're going to be on vectors. Execute. Head on over to our flight plan. So, oh no, I'm sorry, legs. I got to get used to hitting the legs button in the CRJ instead of flight plan like the Airbus. Should be runway 28 from KPDX onto EUG over to OED, and a mass is the first waypoint at MFR. Sorry, Dev. For the ILS 14. Let's go to format. Just check that real fast. Gotta figure out which way I gotta go here. Here we go. And we'll step through that real fast. So OED and a maze. So actually, that's interesting. So what we're probably gonna end up doing is peeling off of OED and just doing a direct amaze before we get there. You don't usually see them that tight together like that. That's interesting. Okay, so that looks good. Figure out which way to go again. There we go. We'll leave the discontinuity in there for now. Go over to, got our flight plan in, got our departure arrival. We need to go to performance. Wait. Yes. Perfinite passenger count. We've got 90. And cargo, we have a total of... It shows I saw somewhere before that showed it real nice and simple. I guess just the OFP would be the simplest place, but I thought there was something else I saw earlier. Cargo, we've got 4,950 pounds, so I don't have to do math. Fuel, we're expecting a block fuel of 8,364, and we have 8,340 currently. Burning a little bit with the APU. Speaking of the APU, let's get our air conditioning on. Okay, should start cooling everybody off there. Alright, cargo fuel is good. Cruise altitude. Oh, here. Let me just do this. We got a little trick we can do. We can actually pop out the OFP. Or not OFP, the tablet. So I can actually keep that down here so I don't have to keep going back and forth on these things, which is really handy. Cruise altitude, top of climb was 240. Oops. They have not fixed the click spot and the speed brake issue there. Alternate cruise altitude. Don't think it actually gives us one anywhere obvious, but alternate flight level. Oh, here we go. 160. Okay. Execute. Next page. Climb winds. Let's see. This may be too short of a flight plan to get a good climb wind. Fixed cruise. Flight level 240. Yeah, that's gonna be the cruise really. So we'll just use the departing airport here. And we have a 330 at 6. Takeoff and landing. We'll do that in a minute. Cruise winds were... Oh, I did not mean to do that. View OFB. Top climb winds were 3405. And descent winds... don't see descent winds anywhere. Does anyone know in the Delta OFP where the descent winds are? Other than... Oh, here we go. Descent forecast winds. I've seen them many times. I just can't remember. We'll pull in 10,000 feet, which is about a little less than halfway, but 0905. Next page. Reserves, we've got 1980. Is that what it shows up here? Reserves, FMS reserve fuel should be 3717. 3717. And our taxi fuel is 500 pounds. And that concludes that page. Go over to VNAV setup. We're going to cruise at 0.78. So... climb is 0.74. Let's go to the next page. Cruise is 0.74, so we'll just change it to 0.78. Which is going to be questionable. We may not be able to do that. We may only be able to get to point... Actually, you know what? I don't know if we will be able to. Let's just go to 0.76. It's going to be pushing it on the redlining it there. Okay, execute. Takes care of that. What just changed over here? We'll look at our legs page real fast, just make sure nothing weird happened. That looks correct. Alright, over to the performance page. Takeoff data, KPDX, 28 left. We've got 11,000 feet, flaps 8, engine bleeds can be on, anti-ice off, thrust mode flex temperature is 46. CD menu, let's go to not pause in it. How do you get straight to the performance page? Oh, here we go, perf. Perf in it, flex temp, here we go. Flex temp, we can go 46. And advisory VNAV is enabled, and everything looks good there. Okay. And just to double check, we got our V speeds in, so everything's good there. And I think I am ready for a push. So let's take a look at our overhead here. Let's lose the AC since our APU is available. Go over to aircraft, disconnect the GPU, closed. Toggle the jetway away and close the door. Closed, and removed. Go ahead and remove chocks. And we're good to go. Hydraulics can come on. And so auto, and then the, is it the 3A? Yeah, 3A pump is actually an electric pump, so you just turn it on. And the rest of them are powered by the engines there. Alright, overhead's looking good. Gotta get our beacon on since we're ready for a push. Let's go ahead and call it GSX. Start that forever long process. Phoenix Logistics? I've never seen that. We'll try it. And we are, I think we're going to be looking at a push to the right. Oh, airport, not approach.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
So yeah, nose to the right. Taxi via Tango Bravo. Easy peasy. Ammo stab. Knock. Get off. Get the radios turned on. Not that we need them at the moment.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Visual steering armed. So don't forget, doesn't hurt anything on the push, but probably not proper procedure. And now we wait.
Locking gear.
When is Navigraph going to show the taxi stuff that we saw at the expo?
I don't think they give us an actual release date.
Oh.
I need to email I still need to email that guy I was talking to. Timber's 3007. Probably should have done that today, but I was being lazy today. Altimeter nose to the right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brake come off.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Okay. Just want to double check something real fast. Okay, yeah. Alright, boost pump right, boost pump on, and start right engine, push and hold. Continuous ignition on. Looking for 18% on the N2. We can get track IR working. 50% fuel. I did a file check with GSX earlier, and it seems to have fixed the textures so far. We'll see if that holds true. Well, I do have the Boris sound pack too, so it actually sounds really good. We'll go back to the left engine here in a second. We're gonna start. All right, right engine's good. Left booster pump on, and left engine on. I'll go ahead and pop this up. Go back to the left.
Locate the nearest exit to you. In case of an evacuation, leave all your belongings behind. Lighting across the floor will indicate the pathways to the exits. In the unlikely event of a drop in cabin,
Please set parking brakes.
oxygen masks will drop from above. If this happens, pull down on the mask. Place the mask over
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
strap over your head and breathe normally. In case of a water landing,
Cockpit to ground.
vests are
We have a good
located
engine
on
start.
your seat.
You can disconnect.
Secure the vest around
Unlocking
you
gear.
and pull on the red strap to inflate it. As we prepare for takeoff, please take the time to make sure your seat is upright, your tray table is secured, and your seatbelt is fastened.
All right, continuous ignition come off, APU come off. Battery's good, generator's good, lights are okay at the moment. All hydraulics are on. APU ignition, power can not quite yet. We gotta wait for the APU to spool down. We're gonna go manual crossflow, and air conditioning's already on. Let's go windshield heat, road heat. Domes not needed, and APU is off. We can shut that door.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
APU door closed. Because if you don't do
Left
that,
is clear. Right is clear.
the little APU door back here, see how it opens. You can't shut it in the air because there's too much wind. Alright, let's check the ECAS, manual X-flow, no smoking, seatbelts, and parking brakes on. Okay. Let's go flaps 8.
I flamed out an APU on a CRJ once.
Oh, when how'd you do that?
I was de-icing it, and they didn't want to do a 2-engine start, so they kept the APU running, and they're like, just don't spray anything into the inlet. And I was like, well, I told my driver, I was like, well, there's snow on the tail, it's going to go in the inlet. They're like, just do your best. And little did they know, all the snow went right into the inlet, flamed it out, smoke in the cabin.
Oh no.
And they're like, hey, we told you not to like do that. We're like, well, we suggested an engine start, so nothing we could do about it.
We tried, but we warned you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man. All right, flight controls. Right rudder, left rudder. We set the trim. Full up, full down, left and right. Flight controls checked. Back to stat. Brake come off. Push those toe brakes. And taxi lights. Everybody ready?
Yep.
That was like the most perfect series of yeps. Like nobody talked over anybody else, and it was all in order. And takeoff kit config is okay. Beautiful. Alright, runway heading is 283. 283, and we're going to go straight to 240. And go ahead and push toggle mode, so we should see takeoff, takeoff. We got takeoff, takeoff. Oh boy. Second officer Boots barked at somebody outside, and then Bodie literally ran out of, like, busted out of here like the Kool-Aid man, knocked over a picture, and swung the door wide open. So who's up there? Kyle and someone else?
I don't know who this person is.
I see Eddie out on the runway, maybe.
No, I'm in a holding area.
Okay.
Looks like you're in
The
a
penalty box.
jet. Private jet?
Yeah, I saw that the other day. I didn't know what that was.
Longitude. It's pretty nice. First time I've ever flown it.
Boris did a fantastic job with this sound pack. I didn't get to meet him, but I did see Boris at the Flight Sim Expo. And Ron, we're gonna have to talk about it since your power went out on Thursday. We didn't get to talk too much about it.
I know.
Which
I just ordered.
Go ahead.
I ordered a battery today, so it'll be here in a couple of days.
What
I
volcano
guess I
slash
shouldn't-
mountain is that behind us?
I guess I shouldn't ignore those warnings when it says your battery's dying. You should order a battery.
Be all right.
Because I turned it off and back on, and it came back on. I'm like, oh, okay. And it was like a month ago. And of course, then the thunderstorm came, the lights go out, and the battery backup is beeping, and Casey was barking her head off because she couldn't stand the sound.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm trying to turn it off, and she's barking in my ear. It's like, okay, calm down.
I'm gonna take a
And
wild
the
guess and say this guy is not moving.
And the lights came back on within 5 minutes, but there was a lightning storm outside that was like unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
I just didn't want to risk coming back on and having it happen again.
Yeah. We're gonna hand fly this as much as we can up the cruise. Time to tell the passengers to buckle up and shut up because we're heading to MFR.
That's a good one.
That was a good one, Nez. Man, I think it's hilarious. Everybody's airplanes, their wheels tipped to the left or twisted to the left. All right, landing lights can come on. Strobe light can come on. TCAS is in TAR. It's an automatic mode down here. And ECAS message is good. Trim's good. And we got TOTO. Clear left. And hopefully we're clear right. One of y'all is departing. Go ahead and get a squeeze over here by Mr. Avianca.
I'm loving my track IR.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Very nice. I mean, I have to turn it off sometimes to, you know, do some clicking buttons and stuff, but
Yeah, I'll turn it off
Fine,
whenever
it's
I'm like
great.
cruise, and sometimes, yes, buttons can be a challenge, but... And you're really screwing up my flex calculations here by knocking out 100 feet of my runway. Alright. Let's get rolling. 50%. Engine stable. Toga. A little bit of forward pressure. And one flex. Release the pressure. 100 knots. Oh, this flex temp takeoff is making me a little nervous. I know this runway is really long, but this thing's barely going. 130. Rotate. Buzz rate, Kira. Spoiler deployed. Oh, there we go. It was just ever so slightly out of the forward detent. I think it actually has a little bit of a wiggle around and alright, let's do a left turn. We'll just get it roughly in that direction. And then we're going to target 190 for now. Let's go speed and heading. Lever to climb. Let's go flaps 1. And flaps up. Why did I reset my speed? Weird. Alright, we're going to target 250 now. It's a really cool place to fly out of with all these mountains. Yeah, we're gonna go to legs, and EUG is our first leg here, so let's go direct EUG, execute, nav mode, confirm we're in FMS1, which we are, and we're good to go. And these winds are a lot rougher than the weather indicated. Flaps up, gear up. Look at this, it's got me all over the place. Let's go to the VNAV page and remove those airports. Coming up on 10,000. Sounds really good. Coming up on 10, let's go autopilot on. And once we get to 10, we'll go to 290 the speed. confirmed. Lights can come off. Leave that seatbelt sign on for this flight just because it's so short. Manual override. And everything above is okay. And ECAM is clear. One thing I did forget to do was arm the reversers, but turned out okay. Alright, I'm gonna fix this picture. Okay, I'm back. So Ron, did you have any issues setting up the track IR?
No, not at all. I was
Good.
surprised it went pretty easy. I think I downloaded some software, and that was it.
Yep.
They make it easy.
Yeah, attached it to my hat. I had to remove my webcam, which is no big deal, to put the track IR detector on top of my monitor.
It can be offset. It doesn't have to be centered.
Yes.
Oh, no?
Correct.
No,
Mine,
pick up a lot
Yeah.
of that.
my webcam's on the left side of my TV, and my track IR is on the right. And I got a monitor in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sensor's a good 12 or 14 inches offset.
Oh, okay. I'll do it. I'll put the camera back up. That's for my OnlyFans business, so.
Ah, gotta set those feet pictures for those sim parts.
I gotta pay for those
You pay the
peripherals.
bills.
Yeah, the golf trips.
That's
That's right.
Linked in bio.
Yeah.
Oh, Ron, I don't think you've discussed how good of a golfer I am yet.
Oh no, I haven't.
Alright.
You can hit the ball far.
Just might not be in the right direction.
Well, that's a different story. I think you only hit one house. Oh jeez.
Just one. I may have sent another one in that general direction, but I don't think it landed on the
Yeah.
base house.
But we didn't have time to hit the driving range, so you had to work everything out on the course.
Yeah, so I hadn't played in, I don't know, 6-9 months, maybe a year. And we show up with all the intentions that we were going to get there early to have time to hit the driving range, and I was going to be able to, get my swing back. Well, we showed up, and of course it had been raining that morning, so everybody got scared off by the rain. And the guy's like, "You guys want to go ahead?" And we're like, sure. I mean, you practically had the golf course to yourself. Might as well.
Yeah, it was
And-
empty. We couldn't resist.
Yeah, it's hard to turn that down, So we go up there and do a couple practice swings, and that first ball goes around the bush, over the hills, through Grandma's house, and hits the neighbor's house. And luckily, I don't think it hit a window.
They should have a net there.
Well, part of the property did have a net,
Yeah,
but
not
I
in the
guess
right place.
if you're going to live on a golf course, you just kind of accept the fact that people are going to hit golf balls your way.
Yeah. I mean, how'd you like the golf course?
Golf course was great. It was in really good condition.
Yeah.
I mean, I had no complaints there. The
There's
only
one-
thing, I did have one complaint. The cart paths need a little love. Some of those
Yes,
are a little
yeah.
rough,
Yes.
but otherwise it was a fantastic course.
Yeah, that was one of the better conditioned courses I've played this year.
But by about
then we-
hole 6, I started getting some solid hits in.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. And we had a nice trip down to Newport. Sat on the water.
Yep. That was nice.
Nice
That lobster
view.
roll was tasted good, but it was a little tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got the old
a little
lobsters
tough,
that day.
but- yeah. But,
You know, I would like to remind you, Ron, that the only reason I started playing better is because you insulted my skills.
I think I told you to stick to flying planes and I'll hit the golf ball.
We're walking back to the golf court, and Ron looks at me and goes, "You should stick to flying planes." Ouch. Ouch.
You're banned.
I would like to point out, though, that I only lost a total of 1 ball the entire time, if you account for
Was it
the
only-
5 that I found.
yes, that's right. You. I thought you ended up one plus.
It was either 1 plus or 1 minus, I don't remember, but we were finding golf balls everywhere.
Yes. Yes.
But no, that was fun.
It was. It was fun.
So that's what he means by you hit them good. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
after hole
yeah.
6, everything was starting to look up, but before hole 6, we
Yeah,
won't talk
yeah.
about that.
Yeah, you kind of straightened out your drive.
Yeah, I was hitting a really bad slice, and it looked beautiful off the tee, and then about 3.5 feet off the tee, it hooked right 90 degrees every time. Until the hole 6. That was kind of my turning point.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm showing... we had 300 on the speed to target. That's what mock that it ends up putting us at. 0.76 might be close to redlining. We'll see. And with the winds as bouncy as they are right now, I'm a little surprised it's bouncy this high up. We might want to bring it down a little bit so we don't overspeed on accident. So let's swap this over to... oh, it's over here. And let's see what 7.6... yeah, it's a little too close. We're going to stick it at 7.4. That's even a little high. We'll do 7.2 just because I don't need to overstress the airframe on accident. Not too long a cruise. Got top of descent in 10 minutes.
And Michael was on a clam chowder eating binge while he was here.
Oh yes, I have a list of 6 places in 6 different cities that I tried clam chowder while I was there.
Yeah.
And at first I thought the pizzeria that we went to near
Yeah.
where Ron's house was going to be the winner.
And I didn't even know they served clam chowder there.
I was like, hey, they got clam chowder. Win to Rome, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, the best one was on Nantucket?
Yes, the best clam chowder was
yep.
at a barbecue joint on Nantucket.
Ah, nice.
It was Backyard Barbecue, and if you know the area code, the airport code for Nantucket's airport is Bravo Alpha Kilo, BAC. So it was BAK dash yard barbecue.
How did you get around Nantucket?
With the 2 God-given toothpicks underneath me.
Just walked? Okay.
Yep, just walked everywhere.
That's, yeah.
I think I walked somewhere around 18,000 steps that day.
Wow. Oh boy.
But we went lighthouse chasing and found a couple.
Nice. Yep. Yep.
And Nantucket is it's like going to a different country. It's a really unique place.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was only there once. I think I took a bus tour around. They hit some of the famous people. A lot of famous people have houses there.
Yeah. Well, we were looking at doing one of those, and then I saw the Whaling Museum, and it was really highly rated, and I like museums, so we gave that a go, and it was actually really cool. You know, I've never researched whaling other than reading Moby Dick when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But
I went to a whaling museum in New Bedford, but never Nantucket. Yeah.
It's kind of cool. They had the old well oil press. They had parts of it. It wasn't complete, but they had parts of it set up in the original location with some of the original rock wall and all that stuff. And one thing I noticed when I was up there was the amount of granite that they use is incredible. Granite for me is a fairly expensive product, but up there they use it for like sidewalk siding.
Well, there.
That's where the
There-
mines are.
Yeah, there's a nearby in Quincy. They had a quarry, granite quarry that they dug out many years.
Yeah, so you guys got a whole lot of granite up there. That was
Yeah,
really
yeah.
interesting to me.
Yeah,
That's my state's nicknames, the Granite State for New Hampshire. We have tons of it.
That's New Hampshire.
You have literal tons of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now this is interesting. My Moby flight shows Mach 0.2 or 7.2 on my mini FCU. Airplane shows 0.73. But my plane is flying right where the speed tape is. The little indicator on the speed tape. At 0.72. That's interesting. So Ron, what do you think about the show? You gonna go to Minneapolis next year?
I don't think so.
Don't think so?
A little too far. I may pay the $15 and watch the live stream though.
There you go. Anyone else want to go
It
next
was-
year?
It depends on where I am in training and in the countries. Thinking
Yeah.
about it.
What were you gonna say, Ron?
I don't know if I can drive to Minneapolis.
That is a bit far.
I mean, I could, but
Yeah, you can drive anywhere.
that's right.
You do a nocturnal simulations road trip.
Mm.
There you
Get
go.
like a
Yeah,
bus
just
or something.
swing through Kentucky and I'll just ride with me.
Yeah.
That would be a
I-
pretty fun road trip.
I enjoyed the all the displays on Saturday. That was good.
It's nice to be able to get your hand on the hardware you
Yeah.
drool over online all the time.
Yes. And after lunch, the crowds kind of died down too, so it was a little easier to, get at some of the simulators and stuff.
Yeah. Ron and I hopped on the X-Plane simulator, which had some of the wind wing hardware, and something was wrong with the whole setup. Some buttons didn't work, the side stick was all
Yeah.
wonky, but we ended up doing a little pattern work on a 320, and that was pretty fun. Tommy and
Yeah.
Joe did a engine failure on shortly after takeoff and ended up barrel rolling into the ground. That was amusing.
Yes, yeah, the crowd got a good kick out of that one.
Yeah. And he was streaming. Joe handed me his
Mhm, yeah.
phone and he was doing a live stream
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Twitch.
Yeah.
So everyone on Twitch got to watch it, so that was amusing too. First comment
And we
was
got this-
figures. Leave it to those
and
two.
we got to see some of the other YouTube streamers in person. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I found out that Ron's favorite streamer is in fact not me. And it's XP.
My buddy XP.
Oh, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. And then we saw FITUN Murphy. I think that was it. Just those two guys. That's all I remember seeing.
Well, I ended up on Two Tone's stream at one point when we were over there flying the honeycomb stuff.
Oh.
He came over there and shoved that camera in my face, basically. And I was like, who the heck?
I heard he might have had a lot to drink that night and he was struggling one of the mornings after.
Well, I think he went to
Somebody-
Murphy's bar, so he went to his bar, quote unquote.
Yes, yes. Somebody said they drank Providence Dry.
Oh Lord. Austin, the owner of X-Plane, threw a rave at some what was that? The salon or something like that? The basement
Yeah,
of the salon.
Some nightclub.
Joe went to it,
I would have
Yeah.
ended up there.
and Joe posted a video, and it's hilarious because he's literally flying the simulator at a rave and
It's
projecting it on the wall, and you got a bunch of
Wow.
male nerds just standing there like bobbing their heads.
It was like the lamest rave I've ever seen.
I would have left.
Oh, Eddie could have got the party started.
I would have helped. I would have helped. And if I couldn't have got a fire started, then yeah.
Yeah.
See you at the clam chowder bar. down
There we
the
go.
Right.
I would have been at the clam chowder. Well, I don't know. I think going to the rave would have been entertaining. Just the people watch or
Oh.
nerd watch.
That would have been worth going to see. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
think there was one woman there.
From the video I saw, there was not.
Oh no.
No, nope.
All right, destination MFR. We are on runway 14. Final approach fix is 390. Let's go ahead and dial that in. And we're coming up on our top descent. You can descend the CRJ in two ways accurately. You can do it in speed mode, or you can do it in vertical speed mode. Speed mode just follows the speed that you set, which is a safe way to do it, to keep your speed up. But the problem is you got to constantly adjust the throttles. Vertical speed is a little easier in my opinion because you don't have the nose bouncing up and down. I'm waving my hand over here like you guys can see me right now. But what I found is right before top descent, about right now actually, we'll start pulling the power back about 5 miles out to about 60% or so. Let's just start slowing down. Let's go over to speed mode, and we're going to target 290. And top of descent's 2 miles. We'll throw it back just a little bit more. And right here it says we need to descend at 1600. So you get that advisory VNAV. Go over here and go to vertical speed mode and drop it ever so slowly down to 1600 feet per minute. And then that'll give us roughly the speed that we want. It says 2200 now. We'll leave it at 19 and see if that kind of adjusts itself there. But you got this little snowflake over here too to help with it. And still saying we need 2200, so we'll keep nosing over. And that'll get us right about where we need to be on the speed there without ever touching the throttles, as long as you're right around 60%. At least that's what I found. There's going to be some micro adjustments as we go. It's kind of hard to see without zooming in on it, but you can see the little bar kind of pop up and down. There's a little bar right there. So it's kind of flickering in and out like that. So we're pretty stable on our speed. It's kind of going up a little bit, so let's just pull it back just a touch. That's the fun part of flying a CRJ. So this has us going in on runway 14, which is almost a straight in arrival for what we're doing. So we might, we'll monitor this arc, because as we get to lower altitudes, it'll tighten up a little bit just because of wind resistance. Pull some more power back. Looks like we might be on 60% today, or 50%. Throttle's 50, about 54 right now. See, it's got us at this restriction at a maze at 460. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and just say we're going to be cleared direct a maze. And the reason why I'm doing that now, and what I want to also do is remove that, execute, and that'll give us our new descent rate. So that way we're not trying to backtrack. So it's saying 2600, so we'll go idle. 2600 on the descent rate, and we might need a little bit of speed brake here, just because I kind of forgot about the waypoint being right there in the middle of the airport. So we'll give it a notch of speed brakes just to help out a little bit. But we're pretty close. Altimeter's flashing at us. Refresh their weather. Winds are 270 at 5. Altimeter 299 2. And before I forget again, we'll go ahead and arm our reversers. And let's do a quick checklist. Descent, landing elevation, I did not do that a minute ago, so let's go ahead and do that. Pin this chart. Airport, parking. Airport elevations, 1,300 basically. So the easiest way to do this, pop this out, go to cabin pressure, and we're looking for this number right here to be at 1300. Close that. Get to our checklist, check our speed real quick, we're okay. Fuel's checked. We have plenty of fuel, almost 5,700 pounds. TCAS is set, radar is not simulated, CAS messages checked, reversers, and we do have the flight. Spoiler deployed, landing data set. Let's go to performance page, and let's take a look at our landing information here. Winds, refresh METAR. Max landing weight exceeded, really? That's interesting. 75,100 pounds. That's crazy because we don't have that much fuel in here, so. Interesting.
You want a 700 or 900?
900.
Okay.
By the time we get to the ground, it's going to be right at 75,000 pounds. Their zero fuel weight is 70,400, and we're at 5,600. Okay, we're not too far off. It's just a little surprising that it's that close. So, landing speeds. VREF and reversers dual. Calculate landing distance. Plenty of landing distance available to us here. This thing actually stops really well. Turn the load sheet and just double check our V speeds. Can't see them at the moment. I think oh, there's 10,000 feet coming up. Let's level this thing off real fast. Target's 250, and we're about a bit behind the airplane now. So it's going to get interesting real quick. Trying to slow her down. There's 250-ish. Starts tipping back over, about 2,200. I don't think we're too bad. And here's the busy part of flying this aircraft. Get our lights on. And we're going straight to a maze, so we can go ahead and sync our heading, and then let's go into heading mode. Swap over to the nav source to FMS localizer 1. Check our nav 1 is 1103, which is the localizer. We're doing okay. I don't think there's a localizer mode. I think there's just an approach mode.
You and I are racing.
Are we?
Yeah, really. I'm off to your right. I'm slowing up.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Oh, sensitive. We can get in first. Alright, max extension on flaps 8 is 230, so we're trying to slow to 230. Not at risk of having to drop the gear just yet, but we're getting close to 230. There's 230. It's really bouncy. Let's go approach mode. Localizer captured. Let's go ahead and drop the gear. Oh wow, the gear speed is way lower than the flap speed. That's interesting. I did not know that. Normally it's much higher. We're just in it though, so the gear's already down. We'll use that to our advantage. Get
Breaking off.
8. Okay.
Too high, too fast.
Yeah. Everybody be warned about how fast we're coming in here. And we're gonna take the autopilot off. Start hand flying this in. Alright, I think we're doing okay now. Flaps 20. Trying to catch back up to that glide slope. Get those speed brakes back in. Here's glide slope. Alright, we're doing okay now. Glide slope captured. Beautiful. And let's go full flaps. Roughly 140 on the speed there. Need 3 hands to fly this airplane. Especially when you get behind it like we did. Why did those V speeds not set? 146. Set a decision, but I ran out of time. I was working that entire time. I'm good and stabilized now though. Visual on the runway, so no big deal.
400. 300. 200.
Sink rate 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Pursers. And ease on the brakes. Hey, we brought her back in. And we'll catch this next taxi right here. Reversers can come out. Welcome to MFR. Flaps up. And we got some gates over here to the right, so we'll pull up those. Or at least a gate. I don't see any more gates. I see the one. You know what? We can, if you guys want to, we can just pull over here to the ramp if there's no more than just the one gate. Let's go take a look. Considering the chaos at the end of that, that wasn't too bad of a landing. I'll take it. It was really windy. We ended up with a tailwind on that landing too.
You have to go around too high.
Yeah, that descent kind of caught us off guard there. Lieutenant Bob is on the ground over here, and it looks like a citation. Alright, I'm going to just park off to the side over here. And we'll spin it around. We'll just load everybody onto a bus. Because there's one gate that has a actual jetway. But there's plenty of other gates right next to it. They're just parking spots. All right. Luckily the APU starts fast because didn't have time to start it yet. Doors open. Turn you on, and we'll shut the left engine down. Alright, probe heats can go off. Window heats can go off. We'll leave the packs on. Booster pump can come off. And our APU is about to be available. Theoretically, should be waiting 2 minutes. But we don't have to deal with the stink. Oh, hang on. It's easier to do the right engine first, otherwise you gotta scoot over. There we go. And it can come off. To aircraft. Chocks. Open the door and get ground power. Let's see available. Okay, cool. Leg one done. So let me go over to SimBrief real fast and get this next leg programmed in. So we're going to go to new flight. Delta 929 departing MFR. And we're going to Kurtz KRTS. We're going to be in the CRJ 9. Aerosoft profile, generate flight. And this is actually a quick plane to turn around, so if anybody's in an Airbus or something like that, let me know if it takes you a little too long. I believe that's Eddie. Eddie's on the ground. There's Kyle. Ron, how you doing? Where you at? There he is.
Going back out to Vista.
Okay. This thing lands. It's interesting how it lands. It feels like it's about to tip over every time I land it. I don't know if it's a me problem or just a CRJ characteristic. We'll bring Kyle in. I'll stand over here so you can see where to park, Kyle.
Okay.
I'll be his ramp agent. There's an experimental option in the 24 options that allows you to do third person as well. That'd be kind of cool if you could actually come out here with your little lights and start directing the airplane in. Out of curiosity, let's go look at some radar. I bet that place is crazy right now. Yes, it is. Not so much where we're at. Actually, there's no controllers here, but down south of us, where we're about to head, there's quite a bit of stuff going on. I don't know if it's an event though. There's not quite enough traffic for that, but.
Something in Santa Barbara tonight.
Okay. Ron is swinging it back around. Can you see me on the ground, Kyle? Should be just to the left of my airplane.
I don't see you.
Yeah. Multiplayer's hard for a Sobo.
Oh, I see you.
Need to like be able to wave. Right, right, right.
I don't want to crash into you.
No. There he goes. And left. Straight it up. A little too far. It's a little to the right. Keep coming forward.
No wing walkers.
Nope. Oh, there you go. Almost there. And 3, 2, 1, stop. Perfect. It's like we've done this before. Alright, Ron looks like he's come down on final, maybe?
Yeah, I'm back in configured. I think I'm ready this time.
Yeah, we were kind of having the dive bomb down here to this airport.
I didn't want to do that. 'Cause
Yeah.
it wouldn't have ended well.
Hey, have you had any stuttering issues lately?
I did a flight with Ken a couple of days ago, and my whole PC just froze as I was landing. So I had to turn it off. But I flew today with the Delta Virtual guy, Justin,
Mm-hmm.
and it seemed to be okay. So
Awesome. Well, I guess we're about to see how
Yeah.
it goes this time.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes here.
Reno has a custom scenery attached to it, but the amount of buildings is about equivalent to what we're having here, so you might be okay. Okay, let's see here. And sim brief is done. Import, just to make sure everything looks good here. MFR to Kurtz. A little longer of a flight, 260 miles this time.
Still not capturing the glide. I'm still too high, but I'm going this time.
Go for it. You got it. I was a little high coming in myself. I had to start slowing down. One thing to remember in the CRJ is the landing gear cannot come down before flaps 8, which is interesting. Helps to read a little chart right in my face here too. Landing gear extension is 220 knots. So we were about 240, I think, whenever that happened. So we'll talk to maintenance later. They can yell at me. It's funny our plane to fly on these little short hops because it's so busy. Used to fly on an Airbus where you just push a few buttons and kind of does everything for you. So a bit more respect to people who fly the CRJ in real life, which, you know, they have 2 people, so it makes it a little easier. See if we can't see Ron a little better here. There he goes. Wish they'd fix the graphics so I can see your landing gear. He's looking pretty good now. Got his nose gear. A little bounce, but nice and solid. Good job.
Hope I can stop.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be fine.
Oh, plenty of time.
Nice.
I'm down.
And you should see us off to your right, so just exit to the first right and head on over here. Go ahead and start working through our next flight plan, and then I'll let everyone tell me when they're ready. So, send to FMS and set payload and fuel. We'll take a look at our OFP. We are looking for about 8,800 pounds of fuel, which is what we got.
There are no stutters, which is good.
Flight plan. Did I not send to FMS? Maybe you have to be on this page to send it to FMS. There. Huh, weird. I don't know why I didn't go through the first time. You did not have stutters?
Nope.
Excellent.
It's a good thing too.
Yeah. Alright, going from MFR to Kurtz. Route MFR 1. Hey, Burner. How are you doing, buddy? Presuming you are in Medford and not Portland right now. I don't see the Columbia River. Yes, you are correct. We are in Medford. Medford. What's that?
I made it.
You made it? That looks good.
Thanks.
You're welcome. We've been lovingly calling it MFR this entire flight, just for the fun of it. And yes, we're going to be heading on over to Reno next. So you're catching us about halfway through. Oh yeah. So this is all good. Execute that. Next page. Go to direct to BACHS and FITUN. We got BACHS and FITUN. ACLOB. Did that put that in there on the? Let's go to the previous page. Direct to ACLOB. Yes. Okay. I visited Medford when I was 11, back in the summer of '78. I have never been in California. Period. Or is this California?
I think it's is it Oregon?
We're still in Oregon.
I think so.
Well, I've never visited Oregon or Washington either.
One Mississippi, two Mississippi.
Medford, Oregon. Okay. It's gonna cause us to laugh every time now. Yeah, Oregon.
Be ready
Okay.
when you guys are, but I'm AFK for 5 minutes. Is that enough?
That's plenty.
Okay.
Ron, it sounds like Ron was just starting his APU, so he's gonna go make his flight plan and get that all entered. So you got time.
Yep.
And I'm just now putting mine in. Okay, so all this looks good. Next page, that looks good. Let's go to performance in it. Give me a little. So you hit right alt, left click, and that pulls that up. And then just because it makes it an enormous page, we'll make that a little smaller. I presume you guys can still read that. Let me know if you can. I'll increase it a little bit. We go over to our OFP. We have 90 passengers this time. And we have 4,500 pounds of cargo. Block fuels 8756. We've got our AP1, so we're burning through a little bit of that. Top of climb is 270 on this flight. Gotta remember to put the extra 2 zeros in there. Did you go to the Flight Sim Expo? Yes, I did. We were actually talking about that a little bit ago. If there's anything you want to discuss, we're happy to. I can tell you a little bit about the stuff that Ron and I went through and checked out. Alternate cruise altitude. That was, where was that at again? Not used to having to put that in. Alternate, here we go. 160. Zero fuel weight, cruise weight, execute. Next page. Climb winds. Alright, let's go to ACLOB. I guess that doesn't give us our winds there, does it? No. So we'll just assume our takeoff winds here. Let's close this, check the weather. And we've got 280 at 7 knots. And it's varying between 240 and 310. So we get those variable winds we were encountering on the way in. It wasn't nice and calm like it originally told us it was going to be. So we're just going to put in 2807. Go back to the OFP. Top of climb winds are 180 at 7. With an ISA of +8. And a descent wind. We'll call it 15,000 this time, 1505. 150 F5. Execute, next page. Taxi fuel 500 pounds. 500 pounds. And Performance in it is complete. VNav. I think we'll actually be able to get up to 0.74 this time. We'll leave it as is. I'm curious which presentation was your favorite. I paid the $15 watching online. There were 31 of them. I'm still playing catch up. So Navigraph, I think, had the best well put together presentation. And then Windwing had the most excitement from the crowd, mainly because of the pricing. And the guy that was up there really knew how to get the crowd going, so that was entertaining. Honestly, the presentations were a little lackluster this year compared to the last time I was there in 23. But it was a decent amount of stuff. There wasn't anything super exciting coming out. Navigraph did talk about the taxi routing, which is cool. And I actually got to go talk to the software engineer who is incorporating that and throw some ideas his way about how to improve the user interface experience and everything like that. As well as talk to him about some of the issues that we found in Navigraph. Like when we do VOR flying, we have that offset from the actual NavTrack and Navigraph, or from the sim to Navigraph. So, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't know that." So I got to send him a video, and I got to send him an email with some other suggestions as well. But it'd be kind of neat to see the things that I recommended to him actually make it to Navigraph. So that'd be kind of a unique experience. But I used to do a lot of HMI design and in my previous job, so making things idiot-proof was always our goal. So there's some things in Navigraph that I'm not a huge fan of how the interface is, so I think he's the right guy to talk to and offer up my suggestions. Whether he takes it or not, that's up to him, but it would be kind of cool to see some of those suggestions actually make it to the product that a lot of us use every day of the week. I got a kick out of the guy who said that his rotor pedals would outlive the audience's natural lives. There was a low mumbling but no laughter. Yeah, because he wanted $60,000 for FAA approved simulator. And he was up there making fun of us for the prices being too high.
And people are laughing at that price.
Yeah. Now they do include X-Plane 12. They do throw that in there for you.
And it did include 3 monitors and a PC.
Yeah. Yeah, there was quite a few rude comments in the crowd that were rather entertaining. Where were we? Go ahead.
They threw him off the stage too.
Oh yeah, he was about to announce something, and then they stage hooked him off there because he took too long. And same for the Meridian flight hardware.
Yeah, the connected flight something or other.
Yeah, the Meridian guy was about to announce something, and they yoinked him off the stage too, because in 23 he was up there going on and on and on, and then he took up an extra 20 or 30 minutes on stage, and some people I don't think he got to present that time. So it was fair that they did that to him.
I'll have a good heckle.
Oh, absolutely. Perf and a VNav setup. I think we're good here. I know we started talking, so I don't have a really good flow for the CRJ yet. That all looks good. Now, the one thing I'm confused about, though, is I don't see the airport on my nav display here because we didn't put a departure in. Okay. 3-2. Execute, and let's go back to arrival. No SIDS and stars once again for such a short flight. And 3-2 again. Okay, we've got an ILS 3-2. Gonna do vectors. Execute. Now we got our waypoint in there. What about yours, Burner? What you've seen so far? What's been your favorite, and least favorite for that matter? Everything's already removed. Airplane is loaded, so we'll go ahead and pull the door shut. Remove, close, 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 removed. Chocks are in place. Parking brake is set. Go ahead and remove those chocks. Maintenance page, just to double check. Everything looks good there. Oh, you do have to manually reset the brake temperature for whatever reason. They don't have brakes that automatically cool. I don't understand. Otherwise, I think we're good. How are you doing on your flight plan, Ron?
Getting there.
Okay. Because we are about ready for a push.
Okay. Well, don't wait for me.
I'm good to go.
We'll take it nice and slow. Real quick, let's go take a look at our departure here. You can go back. Let's go ahead and get our flight plan. Medford airport parking. Spin that. Uh-oh. Oh no. Did I just have a WASM crash? Oh no, I had a WASM crash. Ugh.
Oh.
Jeez. Alright. That still works. Yeah, everything else is WASM based and I can't do anything, so that means we're going to have to restart the flight. So let's go back to in-flight because I'm going to have to go back to the main menu and load in here.
Well,
So that sucks.
Now I'm not behind anymore.
Nope, you're ahead of me now.
Yeah, I have to do the same. My nav wasn't pulling up on the screen.
Ugh, jeez. So they got some WASM work to do. The VATSIM presentations were probably my favorite. They were nowhere near VATSIM proficient. I'm nowhere near VATSIM proficient, but it's fun to see it getting better. My least favorite was probably the guy who got the hook, the slow-speaking older guy. Talking about the Meridian or the hardware from Singapore. We're gonna speed run through this now. Door closed. Door open. V2.1. Meridian, yeah, I would avoid buying anything from him right now. Especially pre-ordering vaporware. The stuff that Ron and I saw there, it looked kind of cool, but you couldn't touch it. They didn't have anything that was actually working, and all he had was excuses. So, nothing new from that guy. So I would avoid him at all costs until you actually see it on shelves if you're interested in actually buying it. Cool product if it turns out to be as cool as it seems, but I have a hard time trusting him right now. Alright, so let's get our nav light on, our logo light on, leave the hydraulics off, APU's on, air conditioning fan, conditioned air, arm, auto, and we're good. Oh, and it's armed, okay. Down here, let's get our nav. Let's go pause in it. Grab this, stick it in there. Turn tablet on. Flight plan, import. MFR to Kurtz. Send to FMS. We're going to click twice just in case. Set payload and fuel. Airplane bounced, which is a good sign. Total fuel 9,855. What? Is that right? I thought it was less than that earlier. Block fuel 8,756. Okay. Set payload and fuel again. Okay, there we go. So yeah, you're gonna have to double click these apparently. Slight bug there. Felt a little sorry for the young Asian woman standing to the right and displaying the various airliner panels. She just wasn't real confident on stage. Oh, speaking of real confident, the Phil there group with their ATC simulator, the guy in the center, he was having a real rough time, and I felt so bad for him. He was like, I just can't speak. He had stage fright like no other.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah. It's like, oh, this poor guy. Oh man. Execute. Late winds. Go ahead and drag this over real fast again. At 2807. Oh, wait a minute. to FMS. Oh, let's go. Perf. Here we go. Perf in it. Passenger weight. Just delete this. Let's skip the step 3 here. View OFP. 90 passengers. Cargo, I think it was 4,500 pounds. Fuel, we have 8,745. Cruise altitude was 27. Top of climb, 27. Which makes me realize the alternate at 16 doesn't make any sense. Let's go 17. Execute. Next page. Climb. Winds are 280 at 7. I may not even be using the right numbers there, but that's what we're using for this flight. 180 at 7. And we use the 15,000 foot descent wind, which is 1505. Next page. Right, taxi fuel, 500. And BNF setup, we'll leave as is. And flex temp. Performance page. Set our V speeds. Take off and landing. Refresh METAR. Runway 32. Gave us a flex of 0, so toga. Okay. Easy peasy. Departure runway 32. Execute. Arrival 32. Execute. Legs 32. ACLOB BACHS FITUN. Discontinuity to AULA. Did I pick the ILS? Yes, okay. Meridian does not have any working controllers yet. It's all being manufactured in China at the moment. Okay. So that all looks good. I think we've got everything in here now. I'm going to leave that blank. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and grab the pushback and start. And if we forgot something, we'll fix it in the air. Spend a lot of time on the ground here, so. Delta Airlines.
I just had a CTD. I'm gonna just watch you guys on this next one.
Hello, Captain.
Ah, jeez.
We are ready for pushback.
I'm gonna do nose left. We're having a rough night.
Yeah, it's like my AOC menu didn't pull up, so I restarted it, and then I went to go to my panel, and the panel just froze, and then I just saw my Volanta pop up.
Ah, jeez.
I was like, oh.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
900 on altimeter. We're going straight 270. I'm gonna fly runway heading. And then we'll do, it looks like a right turn to ACLOB.
Locking gear.
Beacon on. Probes and window heat on. Push pumps on. And I think I said nose to the right. Nose to the left.
Release parking brakes, please.
Brakes come off. Radios if we were on VESM. What's he waiting on? Continue pushback. Come on. Hard brake. Oh boy. GSX, why are you so terrible? Alright. Yes, we're just going to interrupt that. Whoa! Get parking brake back on. We'll do a engine start right where we're at. And we'll just swing it around to the left. Okay, boost pumps are on. Let's go engine 2. Looking for 18% on the N2. Give it a juice. So am I glad it didn't go well? Okay, so the announcements wasn't that great, but the actual show itself was fantastic. Getting to walk around and seeing all the hardware was, it's really fun to be able to do all that. Like I said, I got to, you know, talk to developers, and I got to meet a bunch of friends I had never met before that I've made through the YouTube channel. Engine 1, start. There she goes. Drugs. Because we had a lot of fun just, you know, being around friends. That was a lot more enjoyable than when 23 when I was there by myself and didn't really know anybody. Let's get rid of the fuel.
Okay, waiting for you now. You're doing a pushback?
I'm gonna spin around here. The pushback didn't work, so.
Okay.
We'll,
Yeah, I just went forward and turned to the right.
I'm gonna take off trim at 6.7. All right, right rudder, left rudder, pull up, pull down, full left, full right. APU can come off. Manual override or auto override, and everything appears to be in the correct location. Taxi lights can come on. We'll set our landing altitude in a moment. APU's off. Let's go ahead and shut that door. Door closed. Parking brake, manual crossflow, no smoking, seat belts. All expected. Flaps 8. Pull the pedals. And we need to take a left turn here. Oh, hang on. There we go. Had all these things set up already, but, you know, wasm.
What is a WASM? I don't think I've ever
Web assembly.
seen anything.
It's one
Oh.
of the programming languages that the sim is built on.
Oh.
It's really a browser language, but they use it in the sim a lot.
Yeah.
It's it compiles C++. or something like that. Dev is more attuned to what's all set up than me.
Okay.
Nerd talk.
Yeah.
I would say I
I've
wish we
had-
could go. Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
If I've had one of those crashes, I didn't know about it, so.
Usually, if the screens, like your MCDU, stops working or something like that, it's good. It's indicative of a WASM crash. Screens stop working or refreshing. The Phoenix and fly-by-wire don't have them very often. Take off config. Okay. I would say I wish I could go, if not for the presentations, then for the testing the various items and to meet people I've seen online. Yeah, that was the best part of the whole thing. You know, I got to meet Ron, I got to meet Tommy, I got to meet Joe, I got to meet a bunch of other streamers, I got to meet the developers that, you know, we don't ever get to do normally. And then, you know, I get to go out to have dinner with these people. Ron gets to laugh at me playing golf. I get to go on my clam chowder hunt across the Northeast, 6 different cities, and, you know, give a grade for that. And then I usually turn the expo into a trip, so Lindsay came up, and we went to Hyannis over in the Cape, and went to Nantucket for a day. Got to go to the Whaling Museum. So yeah, the whole trip was a blast, minus getting home. That sucked.
Yeah. Yeah, you squeezed a lot into those few days.
Yeah, that's what I like to do with them. It makes it more enjoyable. And Burner, I'll catch up on the other messages once we get in the air here. All right, trim set, altimeter set, altitude set. Take off. We're clear right. Let's get the heck out of here since we sat on the ground for half an hour. And I guess we're gonna have to reload aircraft for multi-leg flights from now on, because it is not like that.
I ended my flight, went out and came back.
50% stable. Toga mode. I got a really nice transition between nose wheel steering and the rudder. Any builds needs to take note of that. And V1 rotate. How's the rate? Gear up. These engine sounds are awesome. Wing flex is kind of goofy, just like twitches. Let's go ahead and do a right turn to ACLOB. Heading speed. And we'll go ahead and go autopilot 1. Heading climb at 190. Let's go to climb mode. Yeah, we'll speed up to 250. Flaps can come up. And let's go direct to ACLOB. Execute. Nav. FMS mode confirmed. Next lights can come off. Waiting for FS Expo to come to San Francisco or Sacramento. Hint, hint. It's gonna be in Minneapolis next year. If I were to guess, since they were on the East Coast this year, being kind of central United States next year, it would not surprise me if they go to the West Coast the following year. But they also have a lot of people who come from Europe, especially like the UK area. There's quite a few streamers who are in that general vicinity that I think they're, you know, some of the big names are coming from over there. I got to see London Controller, he was there. You had FITUN, which he's from Scotland, right?
Who?
FITUN
Ireland?
Murphy? Ireland? Is it Scotland or Ireland?
Ireland.
Ireland?
I think it's Ireland.
Okay.
I think he's Irish.
I do have the Bose sound pack for this airplane too. It sounds really good, especially compared to the default sounds, which are a little lackluster. Wasm rhymes with possum. That's all I've ever known about it. There's 10,000. Let's go up to 290 on the speed. Cross flow can come off. And I think we're in good shape. Guys, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. It is like 20 degrees cooler out of my office than in it. Shutting that door in the summer is rough. It's a fairly small office. The 4090 and a 13900K especially gets a little toasty. I'll admit I'm being a bit selfish and want FS Expo in my own backyard, but hey, doesn't everybody? Yeah, Ron got lucky this year. It was fairly close to him.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I can't believe how light the traffic was in Providence that first day we went.
Oh yeah, it was like a ghost town. It was crazy.
Yeah, and that was a Friday morning.
Yeah, it's just like there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Honestly, we didn't run into too much traffic, except for Boston was really the worst traffic I encountered.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, coming out of the airport wasn't too bad. I think it only took us about 45 minutes to get home.
They're standard. Oh no. I don't mean to do that. Let's make sure it stays in nav mode. Roll mode. Re-engage nav. FMS, okay. I don't mean to hit that button. What was about the range? Yeah, we need to turn our VNav back on since we had that WASM crash. You laughing at me, or are you laughing at something else?
That's something my friends in my motorcycle group are talking. We're kind of crapping on one guy right now.
You've probably had some nice warm weather down there for some motorcycle rides.
Oh, it's too hot. We don't ride our bikes.
Yeah, we had 95 degrees here today, and I'm like, oh, jeez, I gotta leave this office door open. It's so hot in here. I didn't even want to be outside more than 5 minutes.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, motorcycles don't have air conditioning.
You just gotta go faster.
Yeah. I feel like my Harley just like outputs heat right into like your thigh area. It's just and like in the military you have to wear pants, long sleeve, gloves and everything. I always wear a helmet, but like a short sleeve would be nice.
I got a Honda Foreman four-wheeler at this time of year when you're running that thing. As soon as you come to a stop, it's like you just got to shut it off because the heat from the engine is unbearable. It'll just roast your legs.
Oh yeah.
Quick way to shave the inner side of your calf muscles. I'm a little sheepish about getting on airplanes ever since my run-in with a TSA agent. Oh, story time. Fascinated by the miracle flight, but the BS of getting through the airport is frustrating sometimes. Yeah, getting through airport security is one of the more frustrating things these days. Lindsay actually had a funny thing happen. So on our way home, we had a direct flight out of Boston. That got canceled at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So we rebooked. They rebooked us automatically. We were both on different flights because we were flying on Delta, and we booked seats next to each other, but we didn't book on the same account, so it automatically just picked a random flight for you. One of us is going through Detroit, the other one's going through Atlanta, and then so we rebooked on the same flight, which had us going through DCA as a connection. Got to DCA just fine, but then when we landed, rolled up to the taxi, or rode up to the gate. There was already an airplane sitting at our gate, so they turned us around, parked us on the tarmac, and we actually got there 20 minutes early, so it was like 50 minutes before our next flight was to depart, and we were at the airport. Well, by the time we actually got parked and off the airplane, our flight had already pulled the gate away, so we didn't get on that. They rebooked us on another flight to a city that was about an hour away from where we live, and that one ended up getting canceled. It was nice and sunny when we booked it, and about 4 hours later it was thunderstorming, lightning. So we picked a direct flight over at Dulles, IAD, hopped in an Uber after getting our bags, drove over there about 10 minutes from the airport. They canceled that flight. And then we rebooked another flight through Chicago, and that one ended up getting canceled. So we gave up. Whatever, no big deal. Just an entire day wasted of sitting at an airport being frustrated. Got up the next morning, went to the airport, and I went through PSA, gave my ID. You know, then right now they're taking your picture and comparing it, the picture they take to your ID, with AI or whatever. And I turn around, and Lindsay's over here, got this horrified look on her face. Well, apparently her ID was not matching her face. So I was oh no. So I was like, so I'm sitting there talking to the TSA guy, where you get the buckets and you put your stuff in too, and I was like, what the heck's going on here? And he's like, well, I guess her ID didn't match her face or something. I was like, well, that's weird. That's the third airport in like 4 days for her. Why is this one, which uses the same hardware, I presume the same software, suddenly a problem? So she went back and forth with them and was digging through her bag, trying to find a different ID and everything. And of course, you know, you don't think I've got one of those real IDs, so it shouldn't be a problem. She does as well. But that was the only picture ID she had on her. Well, they ended up taking it to another machine, and you know, 10 minutes later, everything was fine. She was through security, but it was just like, why do we have to go through such hoops just to get on a domestic flight?
Yeah.
But we ended up getting home finally. We had to backtrack and go up to Jersey first. But
Jeez, really? Oh no.
yeah, so I spent an extra day in the Northeast. Had to miss work that day, and yeah, it was a mess.
You're better off driving.
Yeah, had I known my flight was going to get canceled, I would have just flown from DC back home. It's like 10 hours. Speed, we'll stick it there at 7.4. Let's see what that gives us. Yeah, I've flown 100 plus times, and that was the first time I'd ever had a flight canceled, period, let alone 4 flights canceled in one day, or really had any big issue with TSA. I've been pulled aside, patted down, gone through my bags and checked for residue and all that stuff many times, but that's just, you know, that's just a lucky day for you, really. Burner says, see, that's a bunch of crap. That's why I don't have patience. What I don't have patience for. I'm surprised I didn't land myself on a no-fly list. Oh, that'd be a fun letter to get in the mail.
I started giving my military ID because I get pre-check with that and pre-check bags, but I have a mustache now, and on my driver's license I don't. So my military has the mustache photo, so I'm like, this is me.
Wait a minute. So you're living up to the mustache tradition of being a pilot in the military? Nice.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to see a picture of this.
Let me see if I can find one.
So is that like, I know it's tradition, but like, do people hound you in the military for not having a mustache if you're a pilot?
No, it's not like a requirement. There's a few of our instructors who don't have mustaches. I think it's just like a cool factor, and then we kind of let it grow past the limitations a little bit, because we don't want to look like a certain type of mustache, you know?
Yeah, creeper
So we
stash.
let it grow out a little. Yeah. But I think it's just a cool factor.
Burner says, tend to mouth off at these a-holes. I want to fly with Burner just so I can watch. A little extra juice there, just a touch. I've flown since 2018 because I know I have an issue with my temper in the absolute worst places. Yeah, going through security is not the best place to have that, because now they've got signs up talking about, you know, a pretty hefty fine. It was like $15,000 fines for threatening a TSA agent.
Oh,
plus,
really?
Plus whatever jail time they want to throw your way. What are you in for? Well, this TSA agent mouthed off to me.
Last time I flew, I used my passport. I had to use my passport out of the country, so it wasn't too bad.
Well, the passport pictures are a little clearer than a regular old driver's license.
And then you put them on the machine yourself, like face down, and they only come over if there's a problem. It's like, I don't know. I mean, it is faster, but my poor wife kept putting it on upside down, so it couldn't read the picture. She was putting it on
Oh no.
with the backing down, so they had, you know, and again, it's like you went through, and then I'm looking back, and she's standing there, and I'm going, what's the matter?
Oh boy.
It's not doing it. So I said, face down, put the picture face down, slide it up. Well, Richard got it.
Yeah, you know, these guys understand that they're doing the same thing, doing the same idiots every day of the week, and they just get tired of it. But,
Yeah.
you know, it's a lot more pleasant when you got a TSA agent that has a smile on his face when you're going through. And a crack a joke with, versus one that you're
Yeah,
afraid is
yeah.
going to throw you on the floor and
Mhm.
take you to the back room. Oh. Never had trouble and done most of my flying shortly after 9/11. You said take your shoes off. Yes, you do. Now, one thing that is confusing between airports is some airports want you to take everything out of your backpack that's an electronic device. So like your laptops, your tablets, phones, whatever you got in your backpack. Has to go, and they have to go in like a separate bin so they can lay flat and all this stuff. And then we went through Dulles, and they're like, just leave everything in your backpack. I'm like, why has it got to change at every airport? Why is this not consistent?
Yeah, we noticed that too, because we had iPads in a backpack, and one time we had to take them out, one time we didn't. It's like, make up your mind.
Yeah, and then I always guess wrong, so I get yelled at. Right? So it's like, I start taking my stuff out, you don't need to do that. And then I don't take my stuff out. What are you doing? You gotta take your stuff out. And they didn't like it when I said, well, every airport I've been to in the past week's been different.
Yeah, but some of them have the new machines and some of them don't. It's like, are you guys getting on the same page soon?
Yeah.
And then like pre-check, you just walk through like the old type scanners, you know, like at sports events. But like everyone else goes through like the new one. You gotta do that little YMCA pose.
Yeah. Yeah. Dull
We had to
ass.
walk
I
through
hate that
metal
airport.
detectors
Me too.
at the expo.
Yeah. Which I think was just because of the exposition center, but yeah, Dulles smells like an old bowling alley.
Oh.
It looks like one too.
Oh no.
That is a very out-of-date airport. Flew to Indonesia in February 2002. Oh, wow. I've gone out of country around North America and the Caribbean, but so I've gone to Canada, Mexico, a few different places, Caribbean, Aruba, but I have not flown across the big pond yet. We're looking at a trip in the next 3 to 5 years to do that. Yeah, back to your comment earlier, Ron. I packed a lot of stuff into one trip. Needed a vacation from my vacation.
I'm sure. How was the bus ride from Providence to the Cape?
It was a bus ride. No thrills.
Crowded? Crowded?
Nah, it was pretty empty. I mean, the bus probably was a third full at most.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not too bad.
Different crowd than flying, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
The bus.
It took me a long time to get back on the highway. I had to go through like 5 lights.
Oh, from the bus station.
Yeah. It's right off the highway, as you saw. You could see it. Took one right, one left. We were there. And then it's like, okay, now I gotta exit this bus station. And it's like, okay, take a left at this light, wait 5 minutes. Take a left at another light, wait 5 minutes. There's another light. Now it's like, okay, now you can get back on the highway.
Yeah, I remember the bus going on some back roads that were probably entirely too small for a bus of that size.
Yeah.
Old carriage roads.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they would have gone from Providence. I don't know. Maybe we're headed south first, and then east.
I can tell you. I was kind of tracking which direction we're going. Because we had a few stops along the way.
Oh yeah, that's right too. You'd have to make some stops.
So we took, I think it was 44?
Really?
Did we go through Taunton?
Did you?
I think we went through Taunton because the road on 195 was backed up.
Because
And
if you went right through the middle of Providence on Route 44, that's weird.
Or no, I'm sorry. We went 95 to 495. That's what it was.
Oh, okay. So you
Yeah.
went north.
We went north.
You went
and then we
95 north, 495 south,
yeah.
and then you crossed. Okay, okay. Yeah,
And
that
then we
makes
went
sense.
down to Bourne. Stopped there.
Bourne, yep. Crossed the Bourne Bridge.
Crossed the Bourne Bridge, and then made our way back
Maybe
over
Route
to 6
Yeah.
and stopped in Barnstable before we got to
Yeah.
Hyannis.
Yeah, yeah. You probably were along the Cape Cod Canal once you crossed the bridge.
Yes, we were.
Yeah.
How do you like all of our city names that are pronounced differently than spelt?
Well, that was in Boy Scouts growing up, and one of the organizations that's kind of like a subset of Boy Scouts was the Order of the Arrow. So being able to pronounce all the Indian names wasn't too big of a hurdle for me. But yes, it was an interesting experience trying to learn all the names for sure, because it's, you know, here in Kentucky you've got Stinky Creek and Dover and Turtle, and you know. And then you go over to the northeast, and I'm over here having to say the city names 3 times until it clicks in my brain how to actually say it.
Yeah. a lot of Indian names up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Nice polar route. Oh, you don't fly across the pond to Asia, you go over the top. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how they have to do that. Because, you know, we're all used to looking at flat maps. It's great you have the experience to fly to Asia, Taiwan, Philippines. I would like to visit. The Philippines is a mess. Holy cow. Better know someone if you go there. We had some coworkers that went to Thailand earlier this year to go look at some hardware. They said that was a pretty interesting trip. We've been to Taiwan, but I hear it's not too bad. Japan is expensive, or really expensive. Yeah, I'd love to go to Japan, but I've heard the same thing. Maybe second thoughts on the Philippines. I know a number of people who travel there, but they have family. I forgot that part. Well, maybe you can travel with them and have the family help you out. Top pay. What the? That was a weird click spot. So if you have your mouse over the airspeed limits, it raises and lowers the yoke. Alright, we're going to be heading down to at least 8,200. Let's go ahead and dial that in. And looking for a descent rate of about, well, probably 1,800 feet again by the time we get there. Top hey, you're lucky to get a window. It's run by China, so, you know. At a layover in Taipei, they take everything, including your wallet. At the layover? So, like, after you land, they just strip you of everything? So how do you get food or anything? You have to go, like, check your credit card apps? Yes, please. I would like to buy McDonald's, please. Yes, the Amex. Yes, please. Alright, 3 miles. Let's go ahead and roll it back to about 60%. Let's go vertical speed mode and start descending at 1,700 feet per minute. Let's change this back over to speed for about 290. The food is free because the room is included. Oh. They take all your travel papers, your passport, and your wallet, and everything in your wallet. That's crazy. I don't know how I feel about that. Why does it give me an initial descent that's much lower than what I ultimately actually need? You're going to try the Reno air races when you get there in that CRJ of yours. How do you think about that? Is there a course set up in the sim?
Good question.
That would be kind of fun. CRJ would probably be a good plane to try it in, though. FITUN, gonna be Fitness CRJ in Reno. I already feel weird enough. Like I like to be comfortable when I travel, so I generally wear like gym shorts. So I, you know, put my wallet in my backpack or whatever most of the time when I'm sitting around. So it's already, you already feel weird being in an airport without my wallet right attached to me. Is it Dave? Welcome back.
Yes, it is.
I can't really hear you.
Oh, why is it doing this?
Go ask for it and don't argue with them.
How's that? Is that better?
Nope. Alright, we've got a downwind leg, right downwind to help us out with our descent rate this time.
Wow, it's 9 o'clock and you guys are still on?
Well, we had a WASM crash and had to reset up an airplane.
Oh, that's fun.
Kyle ended up just not being able to fly the next leg because he had a CTD. Haven't heard anything from Eddie for a while. Assume he's doing okay.
Hey,
Where'd you go?
Sorry, I had a really rough day. I had a really rough day and just had to leave. I had to take a breather.
Gotcha. Singapore was nice, and so was Korea. Yeah, Singapore. Speaking of the guy from Singapore slinging his overpriced hardware at the expo. Apparently, you have to pay $115,000 just to get a piece of paper to say you can own a car. That doesn't include the price of the car. It is true.
Is that actually true? Is that actually true? That's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Is it 115 US or Singaporean?
US.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Look it
We
up.
looked it up. We didn't believe it either.
No.
The guy was trying to sell us a simulator for
Okay.
like 30 grand.
Wow, you're not joking.
No.
Is that just to get a driver's license, Burner?
Yeah,
Or is that, I thought, like to have a car
a piece
ownership at all?
to. I think it was just to allow you to drive.
It's crazy.
It is.
Okay, what is this whole number 1, number 2 thing in the YouTube chat?
Fans.
Yeah, it's top commenters,
The
basically.
ranking.
It was new last stream.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, what the heck is this? I didn't know if you turned a setting on or something.
I did not. It just did it automatically. Maybe I don't know. It's, you have to have this piece of paper to own a vehicle at least. It might even be to drive. Period. I'm not sure.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Maybe they have higher salary though.
Well, the dude was talking about how rich Singapore is, so
Yes.
that's why his prices were so exorbitant.
Speaking of that, bro, I don't think I've seen you since Expo. How was it?
Oh, it was good. We had a good time.
Yes.
Yep.
Ooh, I need to do a landing
10 years on the roll? That's
The heck?
ridiculous.
I found a glitch in the Matrix, boys. I found the black hole. Black square. That tile is missing, apparently. Airport elevation 5,000.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say Auto Orca would have fixed it, but with Auto Orca you would have had more than just one maybe.
So they grabbed the wrong screen. This is a pretty high altitude airport, so keep that in mind when you're flaring too late and you sink harder than you expect.
Oh, the way Microsoft knows pop-up windows makes me want to cringe.
Cost of living is really high in Singapore, but so is income. You're not supposed to know about that missing tile. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. What tile? I see no tile. Okay, we need to go into heading mode here. I've already synced it. And let's go idle, and let's decrease our descent right here. Try not to blow through 250.
Yeah, Nez, you think they would accept my 300 hours in flight 2024 for an eligible refund? For that one missing tile?
No. Oh, Lord. Alright, we've also got terrain to contend with, so take note.
Anyways, I just wanted to hop in to say I'm still alive. We'll see you guys later.
Oh, I'm glad you're alive.
Take care.
Hope you feel better.
Thank you.
Pop out a little spoiler here.
Eddie, are you landing already?
There's the airport.
I'm just down here flying around the city.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see him going in the opposite direction we are.
I'm doing fine.
Okay.
Localizer. 111-9er. Got it.
We saw Zach.
Alright, we timed the speed to 10,000 foot. Deal a little better that time. Especially since none of the extras you get in Aviator Edition aren't verified. I mean, they're all unverified. Most of them have some kind of nav or autopilot. Yeah, that's the unfortunate part about all those, or most of those aircraft, is it was not as easy as Microsoft led developers to believe that we would just be able to plop our old aircraft into the new sim and be all hunky-dory. So it kind of burned us all a little bit. So we paid extra for all those airplanes I never fly. They got me. Still haven't fixed the ATR. They have not. I don't expect that to be fixed ever at this point. Let's drop another bit of speed brakes there and go ahead and target 220. Let's do a right turn. We need to stay at 8,200 at least for this next waypoint. Flaps 1 and flaps 8 are at 230. We're at 230, so we'll give it a little longer here. 20. Brakes in, and let's go flaps 8. Right turn, arm approach mode. It's weird that this approach is right over another airport.
Yeah, it's right over, I think that's Reno International.
Flaps 20s, 220, speed checked. Flaps 20. Target about 180. Down to 7,000. See if it captures that glide slope. Glide slope captured. Beautiful. Go around, altitude is 14,000. Alright, reverser's armed. Passenger signs on, reverser's armed, landing gear, flaps. Landing on 3-2. Nine 9,000 feet of runway. We'll do a left turn back to the gate, basically. Let's go ahead and start slowing up. Drop our gear. Flaps 30 is 185, speed checked. And flaps 45 is 170, speed checked. We did not run our performance calcs. 146. This thing is getting beat up again in this wind. Chasing the right throttle input. Up, out, off. Oof, easy girl.
400. 300.
You go from getting stuck in this down draft to being too high all of a sudden.
50, 40, 30, 20.
Uh-oh.
Precious.
Don't
Little
slow
bounce.
down, because
Oh, are you right behind me?
no, I'm over you.
Ron's right behind me. Whoa! Go around, Ron. Forgot I don't have auto brakes, and we're
Why
gonna throw
would
it in.
It was going way too fast. How come it never slowed down?
I don't know. Without watching it, it's tough to tell.
That's bad.
Look behind me, and there's a 320 right at my APU tail. All right, welcome to Reno.
The two go rounds.
Is that a
Yeah, that's good
downwind landing?
practice. Mm-hmm.
Should not have been. It's 100. So, yeah, I don't know why it gave us the other runway. The winds have been changing so much. Yeah. The winds
Yeah,
were
we
like
see
super
it.
variable earlier, and I guess we didn't check it again when we came in. We're going uphill. I think he did pretty darn good given the wind challenges. Yeah, well, see, the braking issue was me being used to being in an aircraft with auto brakes all the time, so I'm used to not touching the brakes until I want to kick the auto brakes off. So it takes me a couple seconds to realize I'm not slowing. Oh yeah, I gotta push the brake pedals. That's a my fault there. Hey, who's that? Is that just sitting here? Oh, it is. Yeah, we could have made an earlier taxiway had I hit the brakes earlier, but yeah, we did land with the tailwind without checking the weather right before we got here. We were checking it on departure, but didn't expect it to completely do a 180 on us. But it did, so I have to keep that in mind. Well, that's fun though. The winds made it definitely a much more challenging purchase for today. You know, usually we just kind of autopilot it in and barely touch anything on the way in. Yeah, ever so slight tailwind, look at that. Three knots maybe, 4. I'm gonna figure out where to park. Oh, I guess, yeah. I think that was Second Officer Boots you heard. We got called out on VATSIM one night. It was on stream too, about my co-pilots.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, who's got the dog in the cockpit? It's like my first and second officer having a fight in the back. I'm sorry. This looks like as good as any spot, as good of a spot as any. Well, it was fun to do 2 legs tonight.
I think we've ever done that before.
I've done a 5-leg stream one time. That was exhausting.
Ooh.
And that was in a TBM. That's my track IR all glitchy. I think the only survivor of that stream was Mike when he was still with us. He, I think it took 3.5 hours or something like that.
Wow.
You know, they weren't super long legs. It was all the way down the California coast and back over into the mountains and everything. It's pretty cool. Alright. We have arrived. And APU's available. Engine 2. Engine 1. Not mean to do a takeoff. Thank you for your time and talking to me in chat. I reckon you're getting ready to finish up, so I'll probably say so long pretty soon. Yes, and he's sounding most ferocious indeed. I thought it was a flight attendant. No flight attendants tonight. Alright. Let's see, who's on the ground? Here's Eddie. Kyle's not with us. And I think Ron is the only one in the air at the moment. Somewhere. Where you at?
Making a
There he is.
U-turn to head back.
Let's get everybody off this airplane. Aircraft. Chalk some place. Time for me to pop my pills. Nez, I'm glad you're feeling better. Okay, why are those lights still on? Oh, I must have turned them back on. I'm getting tired. Oh, what's up, Tommy? I'm sorry if you... Yes, I don't know how long ago you sent that. I just now saw it, though. Unfortunately, we're about to end. When did you send that? Does it tell me? Oh, there it goes. Never told me you were online. I just finished also. Yeah, I need to
Guys,
set up...
I'm gonna leave my jet here for the views, but I am gone. I will see you guys later. That was a fun one.
Yep, thanks, Eddie.
See ya.
Yeah, Tommy, we usually do the Sunday night stream. Sunday and Thursdays, 7 o'clock. I need to set up a notification thing on Euro's channel as well. I saw you were streaming that ATC game right before I hopped on here. Yeah, we'll get that set up this week. Is that 7 p.m. Eastern? Yes, it is Eastern time. So 2300 Zulu right now. Ron, where you at?
$8 miles out, I
There it
think.
is.
I'm gonna start slowing down here.
That was a blast. We did seaplanes on Bat Sim. I think we're, Eddie just walked away, but I think he's got some seaplanes lined up for us either next Thursday or the following Thursday, something like that. So that's gonna be fun. Did you guys fly the Beaver? That was always a good one. You're welcome, Bear. Use the 172. I think I flew that one time 4 years ago, and it was terrible. Maybe it's better now, but Beaver was always really good because it's got plenty of horsepower and it flies pretty well. Now I get to go enjoy the Sunday scaries because I got work tomorrow. It's gonna be crazy. Yeah, it's always Eastern time, 7 o'clock. Thursdays and Sundays. And then randomly we'll have Friday night ops, or if something cool comes out a random night. I think I hopped on there with Tommy. Well, I didn't stream 2 Wednesdays ago, but I did fly with him. Was about it all. I did 90% full manual. Yeah, if I can get an A2A grade seaplane, that would be really cool. We need more A2A grade GA aircraft in general. I've not picked up the it's not Twin Star. What the heck's it called?
Aerostar.
Aerostar. We doing it again this Wednesday? Okay.
Do you see Black Squares making the Commander?
Commander.
The other one we were talking about the other night, that was like really the low slung.
Oh yeah,
made
yeah.
fun of it.
The one I was
Nose
laughing.
gear.
I was laughing about because they have one at my local airport and the front tire's flat.
Yeah,
That
it's
one.
probably been sitting there for like 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah, tires dry rotted. Alright, Ryan, you got it.
Hey,
Go Ron.
We're doing it again next Wednesday. Okay, I might be able to do something Wednesday. Let me see. If I set it up ahead of time, I might be able to. Well, that looked good, Ron. We better hit those brakes, though. Ooh, we better hit those brakes. I need to get my Xbox controller.
It's nice to have reverses that work.
Yeah. Yeah, Ron's got that new TCA set up for the Airbus. I will say there's a stark improvement in your landings ever since you got that.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
And actually, you know what? I had the joystick that Ron now has at one time, and the one he got, he actually bought it at the Expo. Actually is a lot smoother than what mine was. And it's actually a really nice piece of hardware for the price.
Yeah, I think I got a good deal on it.
You got a really killer deal on the Track IR. That's where you really won out at.
What is this?
What's that?
I don't know, my plane keeps bouncing around.
Oh.
Like it's hitting the brake or something. Yeah, you watching my stream?
Oh, here, let me look.
I'm
Is
not
your-
touching anything. Watch.
Is your park brake set? Oh, hang
now
on.
it is.
Have you touched your brakes to disengage the auto brake?
Oh,
auto brakes.
Yeah. I've hit the brakes.
What's it doing?
I don't know.
What the heck?
I've never seen that before. That's a new one.
Look down at your brake pedals. No, he's streaming in Discord. Here, I'll drag it down. Push your toe brakes.
Oh, wait a minute. No,
You see, it's
don't forget I don't.
It's saying it's got auto brakes set. Hit your brake. Push and hold your brakes.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, wait a minute. Let me turn them off. Is that it?
Yeah, there you go. Your
Come on,
auto brakes are
okay,
so
okay,
engaging.
okay, okay.
Yeah, check that FPS out though, man.
Yeah.
130 to 150, 24.
Yeah, thanks to you figuring that out.
Yeah, Ron had some weird. He had a 2K monitor.
No, it's just
Or no, it's just a
1440.
1440K or 1440K. Wow, that'd be huge. A 1440p monitor, but it was running 2K in the sim, and it was hurting him. Weird. I guess I'll be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream here, and let Ron taxi in here. I'm getting tired. It's ready for bed. I'm ready for bed. I'm it, and. We'll catch you guys again on Thursday, maybe Wednesday, if I can manage to free up some time to join Tommy there. And Tommy, I did get the Tolus A330 in X-Plane, so if we're doing wide bodies, I'm prepared for next time. So, but we'll catch you guys next time, and happy flying. And I'll let him know, Tommy. I'll tell him you said so.